Welcome to the Gracious Woman podcast. Marriage is a lifetime commitment to God and not to the person. Here, we encourage each other to be married to the vision of the women that God wants us to be, and whatever He does is besides the point. So last week we talked about praying over our marriages and the different challenges that we'll be going through. Today, we want to talk about staying connected to our spouses, staying connected to our husbands. A lot of times we end up in routines, we wake up, he goes to work, I go and do my thing, you go and do your thing, and then there isn't a meeting point. So we want to talk about staying connected. We stay connected to God, and we also stay connected to our husbands. We want to stay in tune with our partner. We want to know what he's thinking, what he's experiencing, what his challenges are, so as to keep this marriage intact. We don't want to wake up one day and say, how did I get here? So quality time is super important. What does quality time look like to you? Are you guys maybe cooking together in the kitchen? Are you watching a movie together? Are you going for a walk, down the trail? What does that quality time look like? Are you in the gym together? Are you taking a bath together? What is it? Develop a routine daily, okay? Daily, you have to check in with your partner and have that quality time, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, whatever works for you, because everyone has a very busy schedule. But you want to stay connected. You want to stay in touch. You want to know what happened in his day, and you also want to let him know what happened in your day. You want to let him know what happened with the kids, because family, we have different roles in marriage. This marriage is almost like an institution. What you are doing about your day is different with what he's doing about his day. Men are providers, women are caretakers. So at the end of the day, we want to reconcile everything, because everything is important, right? Everything is important. What he went out to do is important, and what you went out to do is important. So everyone needs to be seen. Everybody needs to be heard. And then you need to appreciate each other. So the next thing after quality time is showing appreciation. What did you notice based on what he said, in the conversation, that he went above and beyond, just to cater to your needs or just to provide for his family? We want to acknowledge that, women, my ladies. We sometimes get into a space where we expect him to do it and we don't acknowledge him to do it. Think about it. We love to be doted on. We love to be told, hey, you look good, your hair looks good, that color looks good on you. Well, men like to be appreciated too. And there's nothing like too much appreciation. The more you appreciate him, the more he's going to want to do, right? So along with your quality time, check in, find out what happened in his day, and whenever you can show appreciation, show it. Show it verbally, show it physically, show it emotionally. Maybe you're gonna buy him something as a little thank you, or maybe you're gonna go and, give him some quality time. Well, you know what he likes, show him appreciation. And I believe that as you show him appreciation, he's gonna show appreciation to you too. A lot of times us women, we're so busy running around doing stuff, and we're just focused on him seeing us. Well, I did this, I did that, did you see me? Well, family, he's so busy out there working and trying to provide. Men are not that great when it comes to these things. So we want to help him. When we set up the time, when we set up that quality time, right, to connect, we set up the playing field so that he can win. So a lot of it is about us setting up the playing field so that he can, he can read the cues, he can read behind, in between the lines. Once you set things up for him, he's gonna follow through. It's a teamwork, family. And yes, sometimes we ladies have to put in more work, but that's okay. That's why we're here, to encourage each other to be the women that God wants us to be. It's not about what he's doing, but it's about our effort. right? It's about our effort, our commitment, because our commitment is to God to hold these families together. We have different roles, but this is our role. Proverbs 31 talks about the virtuous woman. You know, sometimes when I read Proverbs 31, I'm like, oh my God, this woman is an overachiever. She is up early and she's the last to go to bed. She's doing business. You know, she's making sure that the chores in the house are done. She has all these responsibilities, but guess what? She's well respected and she's well appreciated. So we aspire to be great. We don't always make it, but the most important thing is every single day we're connecting, right? We're connecting to Him, and we're also connecting to our own role. We don't want to get lost in work. Nothing wrong with a working woman. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying be a stay-at-home mom, be a stay-at-home wife, but we have to balance it out. This marriage, this constitution, this unit, it has to be cared for, and we always have to keep this at the top of our heads. We always have to remember, just like we have to feed our bodies with the right food, just like we have to, wash our bodies, put on nice clothes, we have to tend to the marriage. This is the little work. These are the little things that we do on a daily basis. We want to keep the friendship intact, my ladies. Keep connected to your man. There should never be a situation where something happens in your man's day and his first instinct is to call his workmate, who happens to be a woman. That is a no-no. That is when you know that there's no connection in the marriage anymore. You want to be that instinctual first point of contact for your husband. This is how we stay connected. We honor each other. We spend time, with each other. There's a book by, I forget who wrote this book, but it's called The 5 Love Languages, right? This is the time, this is the space where we want to invest time in knowing what our partner's love language is. Does he like gifts? Does he like act of service? What does he like? Once you know his love language, you need to know your love language too. Maybe for you it's quality time, right? Or maybe for you it's security and feeling like everything, is taken care of and you're fine. Well, this is the space where you make sure everyone's love language is met, that quality time. Every single day. Last week I talked about setting a time where you meet with God for like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the case is. Well, the second one is setting up a time where you meet with your husband, whatever that way is. And the sole purpose is to connect intimately. Once you get these 2 times in your day that you're connecting with God and then connecting with your spouse, you're going to see that each of them are going to interject. Your time with God is going to inspire your time with your spouse, and your time with your spouse will also inspire your time with God. Because in between are a lot of things, and these are the holes that the enemy looks for, right? He's gonna look for these loopholes and these gaps. If you're not connected to God, he's gonna know how to attack your heart and your faith system. If you're not connected to your husband, he's gonna know to bring in things like resentment, and misunderstandings, right? So the kids are an overflow of this unit. What makes this family stand is the quality time you're spending with your husband and the quality time you're spending with God. And then the children get the overflow. The extended family, they get the overflow of this unit that is intact. So I will see you again next week.